off. All units, fire at will. 1-2, pick a target. Too many, Captain. Watch your stabilizer, Gold 6. Anybody cover me. I got 2 vultures on my tail. Gotta hold them here. Watch your left. I can't shake them. I'm hit. I'm hit. Where's our reinforcements?
Hello there, brothers and sisters. I won't do many trailer analysis or episode analysis on this channel every time, but again, I may do an exception for the Bad Batch, especially such an amazing trailer. So join me on this quick analysis and speculations, but be aware that in this video I won't say or lose time saying mediocre things like the obvious, like, hey, those are Echo, Wrecker, Crosser, Hunter, and Tech. That's lame. So here we go with the things that we saw in the trailer of the Bad Batch. First, we can see in numerous times the new official Bad Batch armor of Echo, which is different than any of his original designs and draft, and even the unfinished version of this episode of the Clone Wars. And speaking of that one, because of this environment of this planet, and because of other things that we'll talk about later, this might actually be an episode of the Clone Wars, but finished. Most specifically, the one that we saw barely animated. And maybe on the same mission we will see Wrecker running into this Rathar-looking creature, who can easily be a Rathar. And maybe if this is in real an episode of the Clone Wars but unfinished, but finally finished, maybe we'll make the Rathars expanded universe creatures. But move along. We could also expect multiple missions of the Bad Batch, or at least a couple of ones, because the show premise was the Bad Batch will show the Clone Force 99 finding a new life after the rise of the Empire. But for what we saw in the trailer, we can expect the start of the show still during the events of the Clone Wars, especially since this battle is the same that appears on the intro of the first episode of the Siege of Mandalore arc. And this shot, we see super battle droids on the floor. But we also see Wrecker and Hunter in other clothes and even facing clones, for reasons that I hope that it's not that because the Bad Batch are fugitives or something. And we also see a Wrecker place with Wrecker Venators with people looking over them whose clothes look a bit like the ones from Fallen Order where the Venators were being dismantled. And speaking of that, we saw again a training complex like the Citadel Challenge, but this one have what appears to be Republic Dark Troopers, but with the shots that are fired being for real. That means that they are either attacking the Bad Batch for real, or that the Bad Batch training is so hardcore that they don't trade with anything else than real ammunition. Especially since later we see Tarkin, who's still an admiral at this point because of his rank plate, telling them on their performance. Maybe now he will see Bad Batch operations, or I don't know, we will see. Maybe this order is wrong, but we just need to wait and see. We might also expect either a competition between clone forces, especially since we see these troopers that resemble Special Operations Clone Trooper as kind of another awesome Clone Trooper squad or forces that might either fight side by side with the Bad Batch or facing them. And we can expect the Bad Batch versus clone because of the friendly attack Hunter do to other clones, and unlike you might see on this firefight, these clones are not shooting at Tech. See the blaster fire. The clones always shoot blue, and here he's receiving red shots. So they could be battle droids. And to close, 2 things. 1. Don't expect here that Palpatine will get rid of the clones since he still uses shock troopers after this. Maybe the announcement of bye-bye clones will be later, or maybe he will confront Tarkin. And finally, one of the biggest mysteries of the show will be how Fennec Shand will play on the show, transcending from live action into animation, assuming it's her because the helmet and uniform and recent events involving her all point that it's Fennec. But it is a 50-50, or not, and this actually is Fennec. But we will see. And that was all for this video. If you like it, please give it a like, subscribe, share with all that you want, comment it, and we will see each other soon. Until next time, this is Cardo wishing you all a happy week, and may the force be with you all.